Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our deciding game number 3 of our second showdown of the day. We're over in Group B now of MDL Autumn 2016. Evil Geniuses taking on Vici Gaming. I'm LD. I'm joined here by GoDz. In Game 1, for those who missed it, it was a dominant showing from Vici after a series of extremely catastrophic deaths by Sumail. In game number 2, EG, they took control early, thanks to the Arteezy Slark and the lack of a gem or proper control to deal with him down the stretch. They were able to close the game out. Very unorthodox draft, but it ends up working out. GoDz, heading into game 3, what are you expecting?
Probably, it seems like EG, as far as we can tell from their first two games, playstyle-wise, they like putting Arteezy on these cores that can go around, trying to make these solo plays. We've seen Slark, we've seen Ursa. They like to give him a laning advantage, then they like to try and let him snowball, while Sumail, in some ways, has been more of the farmer carry in the two games. First Tinker, then Razor. And he wasn't as farmed as the Slark in that game, but he's playing more of the sit back and farm type hero. So that's, at least as far as an EG playstyle, that we can decipher yet what they seem to want to do. For Vici Gaming, it's probably going to be more of the same. I think they'd rather have something like the Void this game than well, they're not going to get the Batrider, but something more teamfight focused and something just more mid-game focused. Last game, it was just a bit too all-in on the late game with Anti-Mage.
EG going to ban that Kunk out again. Even though they dealt with the bat, they still choose to remove it, and all of this ends up converging into a Shadow Demon being let through. A hero that's been... Has he been banned every game up until now that we've cast? I think he's been banned 5 out of 6.
It's interesting. I imagine EG's thought process there is if we ban Shadow Demon, well, I mean, maybe you're giving away the Kunkka, but I think they're like, they can take Void and we'll pick Shadow Demon, but it doesn't look like Vici Gaming are going to prioritize Void as much. They want the Shadow Demon to effectively use a counter to the Void. And EG either have to like pick the Void or expect a Void pick, because that's something that Vici Gaming have had great success with.
So an OD for EG now. Drow still out there. Huskar still out there.
10 seconds.
Where do you expect this? Are we going to see that OD Omni again? Ooh.
They're cosplaying as Vici Gaming right now with their picks. They're like, wow, Vici Gaming, their picks are working for them. Let's pick some of those.
The Nyx snap counter to the OD.
Interesting. I mean, if you saw these draft openings going to game 3, very much you'd expect the OD Oracle to be the Vici side and the SD Nyx to be EG, because normally it's been EG reacting and not playing the OD Oracle type heroes, or at least not that we've seen. Vici Gaming, meanwhile, love those heroes as an opening.
5 seconds.
But they play it, they probably also know what kind of heroes work well against it and how to at least combat it.
Reserve time.
I wonder what Vici wants to combine the Shadow Demon with. I think TB's probably been the most popular hero. We've seen a little bit of Drow, a little bit of Luna. Anything else that jumps out at you to go with the Shadow Demon?
I guess Morphling's the main other one, but not amazing against DOD by any means. But yep, Drow banned out, so gonna limit the disruption partner possibilities as we go through this draft.
Turn to ban.
I think if you're Vici Gaming, the Void ban suggests they will be transitioning maybe into some kind of push tower taking type lineup, because Void one of those heroes that can just initiate and slow down, well, stop your pushes straight up from happening by giving EG a teamfight advantage, and that's something that Vici Gaming want to try and prevent.
And that's where Vici felt the most comfortable in game 1, was if they ever want to fight, they could just mow down like at least 1, if not 2 towers, or even a lane of racks. EG again, the sniper ban. I mean, yeah, Vici did run it. I think it was 1 game at TI, but they really respect it a lot.
It must be something that they just feel is a good matchup mid against these ODs and Razors. I mean, it does have the range advantage. He's not worried about the static link. Isn't worried about the Astral because of his range as well. So it is a pretty good mid matchup in general there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Vici's also been showing it a lot in scrims. On top of that, I don't know. Like, I've seen them against heroes like OD a bunch of times before where they didn't go for sniper. So historically, it's not been like, oh, sniper every time there's a strong mid 1v1 hero. But
absolutely. So
maybe EG knows something we don't.
Yeah, EG knows something we don't when it comes to sniper right now, perhaps, and how strong that hero might be.
I'm also sad because I want to see Sniper. So
yeah,
he might be an annoying hero, but the voice acting alone, it just does it for me. just hits me in the right spot. But, oh, Vici.
You hear that, ladies of Dota 2?
Oh.
Cosplayer sniper.
Yeah,
you'll get
that's what I'm all about, man. You can have your Lenas and your Crystal Maidens. I just want a little ho-ho-ha-ha in my life.
EG's turn to pick.
Oh, yeah. So it's actually Vici who banned out the Terrorblade in the end here. EG having the first option to grab coming into this next phase of picks. We'll ban it out. Afraid EG might take it.
OD can clear the illusions pretty well. You get the extra range from the Hurricane Pike these days too on OD, so you're not too scared of it. And well, Beastmaster completely disappeared post-TI in all the tournaments I've been watching, but it would take Universe and EG to bring him back. They've always loved playing the Beastmaster.
So the Razor comes out again. I mean, you want to talk about OD, I wouldn't say counters, but heroes that can lane against him well. Razor is normally the go-to, more so than the Sniper. At least a safer pick in most teams' eyes, but not the best hero to roar, generally speaking. It's a bit off the wall for what we saw out of the Vici at TI anyway.
Yeah, this is not their comfort zone necessarily. This is not their standard kind of draft or playstyle, but they've been sent this direction by EG, taking some of the picks that I mentioned they wanted themselves.
And of course, on the a storyline we really haven't talked about too much, GoDz, is yes, they're 5 superstars and individual talents, but it's really Crit not only stepping into PPD's roles, but captaining for the first time, period. Like, he's never captained before, he's never really been in charge of drafts or decision-making or shot-calling for a team, and you know, he's up against a very veteran squad here. FY's been doing it for a long time. Yang has been drafting for quite some time for Vici as well, and you know, Crit looked pretty solid overall with the shot calling in game 2. So I'm very curious to see his evolution moving forward, not just through this event, but in the lead up to the next major.
Yeah, and the drafts so far have been a bit off the walls, but you'd rather see a willingness from a captain and drafter to take some chances and pick something a bit different and weird, and then you can tone it back and find what works for you, rather than just copy other people. It suggests that Crit has his own ideas and beliefs about how he wants to play with this team, and he's confident to try new things. So the confidence is definitely there when it comes to EG with their drafts. Well, SD Luna, this is tried, tested, and proven to be pretty damn strong and hard to deal with in a lot of situations. So use those Luna illusions in the mid game just to push down towers, take objectives in very safe fashion.
And they pick the Undying, EG do, so they get some very annoying and strong lanes here with the Undying Oracle, strong laning supports. You've got the OD who's pretty independent, Beastmaster is flexible and can always go to the jungle even if he struggles in this laning stage. Looks like EG want to really take the fight to Vici early. Yeah,
Undying can apply a lot of pressure. Possibly, I'm wondering if EG are going to contest the offlane or do what they did last game. Yeah, you picked up Undying, but they could the Beastmaster's going to farm more in the jungle, and if they want, the Undying can pressure mid. Help the OD not get static link by just spamming decays on the Razor. There's other ways, and that seemed to work for them in game 2. It's just going to be a question of whether or not EG feel the confidence to contest the Vici Gaming safe lane, which is an SD Luna +1. That's, even with an Undying dual lane, I don't think they can win that lane unless they really outplay Vici Gaming.
Any chance of a full offensive tri-lane from Vici, like a Nyx safe lane and then like a Luna Shadow Demon +1 going aggressive?
It's possible. I guess it depends what EG's last pick is, whether they feel it's a carry they want to shut down. If they pick something like a Slark, you may say, okay, Slark's weak in lane, let's contest his lane. But if EG pick up a strong tri-laning hero, then I think you're less inclined to do that. And you need some kind of follow-up for the SD, like disruption, like you pick like a Mirana, so you've got disruption to arrow, or disruption to some kind of other stun, then yeah, that tri-link gets very scary.
Well, about to find out what it's going to be. Evil Geniuses removing the axe with their final ban here. So it looks like Vici Gaming, they're expecting Vici Gaming, I should say, to go for a follow-up initiator. Vici do ban the Slark. So probably, I guess, less likely they are considering that aggressive tri-lane. And now they'll work on their final pick.
Let's see what they have in mind. Guess we'll find out whether Nyx is a support or off lane. The EG Axe ban suggests uncertainty, but Ogre Shadow Demon, this is such a strong support duo. You throw in Bloodlust now on Luna and Razor. Ogre in the early game is just so potent as well. He's like in some ways, he's kind of replaced Undying as that full position support that just runs at people and is so tanky that he doesn't care. So I like the pick for Vici Gaming. It fits their draft quite well.
Yeah, kind of the new Space Cow as well, except a little more reliable where it counts. Yeah, don't really need the multicast to have your impact. So what do EG want to do? Last time we did see the Beastmaster off in the jungle, so it looked like a much greedier opening than this game, but could turn out to be similar.
Some RTZ hero last. I don't see. I guess he could be the OD player, but OD to me is almost certainly the mid. So we'll find out the RTZ hero soon enough. PA.
PA it is. So maybe generally we've seen the PA mid, but that was with an IO. So yeah, Sumail on the OD, RTZ on the PA.
This game, PA's, like, again, decent matchup against these heroes like Luna, Drow, just because of the evasion, and these heroes don't like to build MKB, but the thing with Luna is you've got a lot of magic damage. PA hits that peak when you've got Deso with the BKB. That's where PA is going to be very strong. But with that said, you're picking PA into a Razor, so you need to make sure Razor doesn't get off a big static link on PA. You've got to get 4 staffs, you've got to either burst down the Razor, you've got to find some way to make sure that Ghost doesn't find RTZ and just drain all his damage when a fight's going on.
PA is back. I'll tell you, we've seen 3 PAs today, is it, I think?
Yeah.
This hero is a 50% PA pick rate. Who would have thought? Certainly not I.
5 seconds remaining.
But overall, GoDz, seeing both drafts now concluded, do you favor either draft? What are like the key things you're looking at? I'm just going to disconnect right away. This is ridiculous.
Very different, and it's kind of hard to evaluate these EG drafts since they are so different to what you typically see. But this one, I think the PA pick is kind of like we didn't have many options. They would have rather have had the Slark for RTZ, and PA does not match up particularly well against the Razor. You've got to get the BKB against the Luna because the evasion only helps you so much because Luna can do so much damage with an Eclipse. So I think the Luna versus PA matchup is fine for Luna. So I think all in all, the PA pick is not a bad pick by any means, but it was like a limited options kind of pick, and I give Vici Gaming like a slight draft edge, but that's like 60-40 at most. So I think as far as how the game's going to go, EG have plenty of ways to outplay Vici Gaming and make their draft work.
So there's going to be the offlane Nyx here. VG starting to congregate and again getting the D ward. This is 3 games in a row now. I will give it to Yang. So Nyx off to a better start here in the offlane. It's pretty unprecedented for a team to get de-warded before the rune spawns 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
Vici just they have their vision game figured out. That is for damn sure.
Absolutely. And been playing together a bit more. They know exactly their early game movements, and it's paying off.
And going in pretty confident to move towards this rune. They are going to look to fight, but there are 3 heroes in position with the Force Slow. They can move after end, but Luna does have very good base movement speed, so we'll be able to make it out. In the end, they do get the double bounty rune, though.
Yeah, double bounty rune. It will be the dual lane. Universe not going for the Iron Talon in the jungle. He wants to contest this bottom lane, and immediately DDC sees this. He's already running bottom, and this has got to be the response. You see this Undying in the off lane. Perhaps Vici Gaming were expecting Beastmaster jungle and Undying to just help mid or try Leech XP bottom, but with a dual lane, you need a tri-lane. That's the only way you can win this bottom lane.
Yang gonna have to deal with the dual lane, but does have that extra regen to work with, courtesy of the early D-ward that he got, as well as being able to sit in the lane and CS so far. So it is going to be a 2v3 bottom, at least for the time being.
2v1 up top, Yang could be in trouble. Oh no, they're going to stop chasing him.
He's getting his experience here, though. Is this a lane where you see Nyx getting much done, or is he really going to struggle?
He should get XP. He's got Poor Man's Shield and Magic Stick, so he's got a lot of damage block as well as the stick charges to heal him up. The bottom lane have gone in.
Oh, that Ignite onto Zai, now giving him the club, but FY also in trouble. Decay will secure the kill. Zai with the first blood, likely going down through the tree line, but he is going to try to tango his way out. The pause comes through from RTZ.
Interesting time for that.
No Lucent Beam yet. It's only a level 1 Luna. And she is being slowed by the board, also being hit by Universe. End's going to take a lot of damage here.
Zai's got Clarity's Tangos. He can juke for days. He's not slowed. He's actually faster than the Ogre. So...
Alright, well, I'm going to try to reconnect again. Perfect World is cranky today, GoDz. A little cranky.
Make it snappy, LD. The sun pause could happen.
Well, RTZ disconnected, so I figure great time for me to
it'll be fine.
abandon
He's
ship as
reconnected.
well.
Oh, he reconnected.
Ah.
Good. Phew.
Just in time.
All right. Dan's in a tricky spot here. Universe on him with the boar, and he's going to try and kill off. No, he's going to run from the boar.
Yeah.
Zai actually coming back in and may try. Let's see. Is he going to go for the right clicks here? The decay's wearing off means he's going to lose some HP. And probably look for a suicide to risk.
Well, seems to like we've got an invisible static link going on in the mid lane. But, so in the end, this dual lane looking quite good. I guess the big question is, will Yang do well? Because in the mid lane, already EG off to a good start with Sumail sitting 7-1 to Ghost 7-2, so an even split there. The good news, I suppose, is the Luna is farming, despite the kill bottom, and at least getting a CS for now.
Yeah, Sumail going for the boots first just for this matchup. And often you see Razor get the boots first as well. Ghost perhaps not having played as much of this OD versus Razor matchup, but prioritizing the Wraith Band and won't have the boots up as early as he'd maybe like.
Nick's not an easy hero to force back, though, with the poor man shield picked up. Has chewed through 5 tangos, but he does have his magic stick now, at the very least.
I like the early Orb of Venom for RTZ is good because it's that little bit of extra damage to help zone him out with. Just means Yang has to be that little bit more careful when it comes to contesting the lane. But man, this bottom dual lane is looking so strong. And that Undying the death actually kind of helps him because he comes back with full HP and mana. So he's strong now, and he's going on Zai. Oh, sorry, an FY.
Yeah, but at the same time, they are trying to turn this around onto Zai. They do have Ignite available. They're still holding onto it, but the poison stacking up. The Lucent Beam comes out, and they will manage to force back Universe and then turn around and kill off the Undying. Good teamwork there. And meanwhile, in the top lane, the chase goes on to Yang. Has the stick charges. He's trying to wait, but won't be able to get it off. He may have died anyway. EG still finding the trade. 2-1 the score now. And then mid, Zai immediately respawning and heading that way. Wants to secure this lane a bit. Courier coming through. Sumail will rotate over to the top rune. He's going to grab a bounty. You can see FY beginning the stacks a bit.
A bit too overconfident at that bottom lane. It's hard because you get that first blood and then you suicide and you're like, oh, I'm full HP and mana. Let's go back to the lane and wreck it. But once his spells were wrong, he used Decay Soul Rip, and those spells with a decent cooldown, especially the Soul Rip at level 1, meant that it was pretty vulnerable with Beastmaster healing up. So it was kind of like a 1v3 scenario, and then it was just a bit of an overextension.
So they did grab a smoke here. Pretty early grab on Crit. Where do you think he's headed? Is he ganking now?
Yeah, this is a strange time to go. Him and Undying aren't really the best ganking duo by any means, because they haven't got like a great stun or anything. I mean, the trap from the Fortune's End is alright, but perhaps waiting for the Beastmaster to hit level 6 and just preemptively picking it up.
Yeah,
you want to buy that first smoke early because it resets the timer, because otherwise the timer doesn't go when you're on 3 smokes. So you want to make sure you buy that first smoke very early.
Ghost says, thank you very much for the plus 168 damage. I will use this to hit creeps. Undying not really the best zoning support at this stage for a Razor. Already the level 3 static link. But Sumail just kind of calmly waits it out. So they have now left the Luna alone with all this movement around from the Undying. She's free farming and a decent amount ahead of the enemy Phantom Assassin. EG just parking 2 heroes behind the OD, I guess hoping for Ghost to move in. They're going to set up with the Astral. There's no real way for DDC to save him. They could try to slow this down, but the Razor goes flat.
Yeah, nice setup. And they followed up well, and Vici Gaming. Be careful, this Razor mid lane, very vulnerable. Not a hero you want to see falling behind, but he's going to get outmatched by Sumail after a kill like that. And Vici Gaming do need to be careful. They're still getting a ton out of this Nyx in the off lane. Already over level 5. If he can hit a decent time on his Arcane Boots, he can get very active and help out a lot on the map.
It feels like EG's original lanes were going great, aside from that one slight overextension by Zion the Undying. I'm a little surprised they changed the lanes up. OD was tied with the Razor. They were getting kills top. They were winning bottom.
Top lane, they're trying to get another kill.
But now they've given a lot more away to Vici.
Yeah, you die that once he died at bottom lane, I guess Undying just lost his confidence in bottom and wanted to help out mid a bit. But Finding a kill on Razor definitely makes the rotation at least worthwhile.
Movement onto FY now as Universe starts to get to work with some auto attacks, but doesn't want to walk up that cliff against End, who is just now hitting level 6. Gotta watch out for that Eclipse counter gank, especially walking up hills at night.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So who's gonna move first, Gods?
Probably Nyx. Level 6 Nyx can move well. Doesn't have Arcane Boots, so we'll have some mana problems, but he can likely just head back to base, heal up. Problem is, it becomes kind of apparent if he's missing off the lane when he's level 6. Like, that's the first thing I see. He's like, okay, the second Nyx hits 6, you tell your team, and then you tell your team, okay, he's got no mana now, but if he goes missing, he might be healing to gank. So, Yang, likely if he can like push out this lane at all or farm it under his tower and back off to heal, he'll try give the lane to a teammate so he can go get active. He doesn't want to just sit up here contesting the lane as a level 6 Nyx.
Stacking does continue bottom.
And Nyx is making the walk back home, so he's likely going to heal up, TP to a lane with Vendetta, and try find a kill. Sumail's the ideal target to get, if possible.
Sumail is playing rather aggressively mid, but he does have an Observer ward, so Vici gonna pretty much have to smoke if they want to get on top of it.
They need to expect this rotation too. Like, Nyx has hit level 6, he's been missing off the map for a while. This is the kind of rotation you need to be ready for. And I think the fact Sumail there is like pushing out the lane with Astral really suggests he knows that what might be coming his way. But for now, Nyx will just return top. I think perhaps predicting this rotation mid to be too obvious, wants to just stay in this top lane, continue to leech what farm and XP he can.
Well, here comes the smoke. EG, they will be on the offense here. Universe marching in towards bottom. Zai, still no points on the Tombstone. He's gone for the 2-2 build thus far. And they are going to sweep around looking for the backstab. This is a hero they can kill off. The Luna gets caught out, but the disruption is available. FY trying to get it off. They'll let it go now. And then the question is, will N survive? Commits the Eclipse. Zai trying to back away. He gets melted. Universe in trouble to the poison. It's already level 3. 4 stacks. They get 2. Can they get crit as well? The Lucid Beam. They wipe out the 3 hero gank. They all survive it. It's up to Sumail to salvage, but he's locked in the Ghost. Ghost was ready to counter gank this counter gank as well. And in the end, a 4-for-1 exchange. Oh, talk about a train wreck in the bottom lane.
Yeah, that was absolute disaster, and it wasn't even like a sick play or anything from Vici's side. It's saying EG almost had to see coming or have a plan for it. It's like, okay, we go get this Luna, but what happens if Luna gets disrupted? They ward Luna, but then didn't want to focus her because they knew if they focus her, she'd get disrupted, and it would be like they miss spells and don't get the damage off. So as a result, they roared the Luna and then kind of tried to kill the SD, but SD was in a good position and they couldn't bring down SD, so it was like a just panic moment from EG when they saw the SD there and they're like, crap, we've screwed up. We can't kill this Luna. We can't get this gank. What are we going to do? We're just going to die to the Eclipse.
I guess in retrospect, roaring the Shadow Demon may have been more advisable.
Yeah,
hindsight's 2020.
It's still like Luna's going to get off the Eclipse, so you probably lose at least one anyways. But yeah, it would have been a whole lot better to roar someone else, or even wait for a creep wave to help you tank the Eclipse up. And
then just, it even gets worse because Sumail tries to come and help, and he was actually slightly ahead mid, but now Razor on top. Now, that level 3 Shadow Poison is not something to trifle with. And now, in fact, it is level 4.
Gave some space to Nyx. They rotate Luna top. Nyx is going to scout with Vendetta, and this is scary proposition as Yang will find the Oracle.
Oh, they're going to find crit. He's under-leveled, and he's easy prey. They get the kill. FY even committing the the Demonic Purge there, but probably didn't need it to secure the kill.
It does guarantee the Impale to land. Sometimes you'll see a sidestep as you hit the Vendetta and you miss your Impale, so...
That's a good point.
Safety first, I guess, you know, when you're going for these ganks. Especially a gank that's trying to lead into a tower. You don't want to miss your spells and have it backfire.
They have been moving DDC around a lot to try and collect some experience in these side lanes. Want to get them as many levels as possible. And still threatening to move in top, all the while Arteezy, the pressure on the PA's lane is not being allowed to farm any longer.
It's tricky, and you've even got Ghost pressuring deep in this mid lane with the Raw being kind of wasted at that
They have Demonic Purge.
Vulnerable.
They know Sumail is a haste rune, but they can just remove it with ease. Disruption to start. The Purge is available. Sumail just not even bothering with it. He's trying to bait out that Purge, but The poison stacking up. He's going to have to use it. FY is ready, but the Oracle gets time to move into position and try and help 5 poison stacks. 6 poisons. FY just blows him up. Hey, caramba.
Or crit in the Roche pit as well. Great play coming out from Vici Gaming.
Well, I think FY is having a very different game from that last one, God.
5-1-3. Arcane earns 11 minutes in. What the hell he's farmed? He's out farming his Nyx. You know, he's the same farm as Ortiz's PA. Ortiz has even died. Ortiz is 62 CS, 0 deaths. He's farming well, but SD's just getting kills. And there's another kill. FY says kill secured. When a Shadow Demon has higher net worth than a PA, like I don't know what to say. It's not like Ortiz has done anything wrong this game. He's free farm for the most part. He's the second highest CS.
It does feel like this is what happens when you leave a Luna SD alone, though. 'Cause they just farm so fast with the stacks.
Yeah.
My God. They're taking advantage. Well, gods, if you're EG right now, this looks pretty damn bad. You're now down about 7,000 gold, 3,000 experience. If you're crit, like, what are you planning to get back in the game? Well, FY doesn't want to leave any room for them to do that. He goes in again, setting up on to crit, and well, if you crit, I guess you're just trying not to die, but strategically, like, how do they even recover from this?
They're going to use smoke ganks with the Roar, try to find pickoffs around the map to help PA, and even PA needs to get involved for those pickoffs, and then you hit a peak where you get Desolate, and then you hit your next peak when you get BKB. So they've got to reach these items.
Roar goes on to Yang here in the mid lane. The ODL follows up. They find FY as well. Yeah. Those are the kills they needed. They end his mega kill streak, or actually it was unstoppable, as he loses 600 gold in the death. Did not spend it either.
That's the kind of gold that kills you want to find. Unfortunately going not to the core heroes, but even so, they're still big kills nonetheless.
Right. Order has been restored to the universe. FY is now below Artesian net worth.
Yeah, that's a bit better.
It was pretty bad before then, though. Let's grab the Rain of Hell. So it looks like an Aether Lens likely underway. And EG, they're going to go back to basics here, grouping up with the Beastmaster, but no Necro 1 at this point. They did have it the previous game the Universe played it, and it looks like Vici want to take this fight, gods. Will they get there in time? Does EG come prepared with sentries? Don't see any right now.
Doesn't look like it. No sentries at all.
Oh, say goodbye to your crit. Gets caught out by the Vendetta. Easy stun into the Mana Burn. That'll be 1 down. Crit, assuming the Pylai die roll this game.
He was very slow to retreat, but that's one of those things where he's probably like calling the retreat, but then he's like, as a new captain, often you'll prioritize too much, like making the calls, making sure your team's making the right movements, and then you're like, oh wait, my hero is actually still there, I didn't move back. And sometimes when you're like transitioning into captaining, you'll not make the same individual plays that you normally see from that player.
Definitely something they need to keep an eye on, though, is buying these sentry wards up against the Nyx. Unfortunately, Yang has eyes on late game here. He's got a Midas coming.
Yep. This is I think one of the best times seen on Nyx. But more important than the blink is because Nyx benefits so much from having all his spells maxed out. The stun duration of level 4 Carapace and the cooldown of level 4 Mana Burn. You really want to max every spell as soon as possible. So Midas is so good on this hero. And that's what I see Yang doing.
Yeah, not to
again
mention
on the move.
If you do get the money for that egg, it's a real game changer. Or can be.
The Mana Burn against OD is just a huge amount of damage, but it's such a risky build to go for max Mana Burn by level 10 with only 1 in Carapace. The max Carapace is like the safer, more stable build.
And that's where the levels really help. We did see that Mana Burn max first in the previous Nyx game, and it did end up backfiring quite a bit.
Yeah.
This guy is on the hunt.
Finds Eye. Back up.
He goes in.
He does. It's not here yet.
Oh, Yang says, I don't care. I got this one all on my own. Moving forward, but Zai will be able to get away courtesy of a dagger. Probably could have waited a bit longer, and the team might have enabled him to get that kill. Meanwhile, though, mid, Roar committed as DDC will end up dropping. There's your Aether Lens all ready for FY, and to go with it, the Midas on the Nyx, so still holding steady at around a 6,000 gold lead. This is before we really see that cheesy disruption into illusions hitting towers come into play.
The Universe has done a good job finding some key pickoffs and fights for his team, being that mid-game space creator, and this is definitely one of his best heroes to do it on. He doesn't need too much farm, or he finds the farm in the jungle, then quickly finds kills while farming, and so far in this series at least, Beastmaster proving to be a key hero for him.
Great rune for the Nyx if he wants to grab it. Arcane rune bottom, but looks like they're gonna leave it for Ghost. Just immediately activate it. Now Yang creeping forward. And the sentries are out in force now. He's gonna walk right by one, but EG not really in any sort of mood to try and punish this. And speaking of farming, Arteezy has quietly managed to put together a Deso. Now he is very squishy, but this could be a big pickup for him if Vici overextends.
It's a little harder to push. Just the dagger spam will get you low, and once you get, if you get crit once or twice, there we go. There's the crit. Suddenly you're down to half HP, and that's like, you've got to reconsider this push. I say reconsider. They've got earned charges from all the kills FY is getting. They've got some heals. They've got sustain. That will at least help them out a little bit. But even so, Tier 2 tower not going to go down in large part because of the Desolator.
And all of a sudden, it's EG's turn to smoke straight to the Roche pit.
Could be. Not a bad idea with the Deso. Or, I mean, the better outcome is you get a kill into Roche, but that's the risky play. Straight Roche should go uncontested. And yeah, they're in the Roche pit. They want to get the Aegis.
A gutsy call here from Crit. It looks like it's going to pay off, guys. Vici are not aware. They're not in position. And if this were a head-on fight, I don't know if Vici could take it, but they won't have to fight head-on. Really nice maneuver there by the boys in blue.
Quick, decisive movement, no hesitation, and they get it.
The other big benefit to grabbing Desolator is Dota decides to shit the bed a little bit. Alright. Nobody dies during the absolute madness. Perfect world, please.
Probably just see a bit more of a farming state now. Vici Gaming have to be fighting into Aegis, which isn't the worst thing because it's a PA with 960 HP, so she is very squishy and can be bursted, but you've got a lot of magic damage between almost all your heroes dishing out magic damage in some form. So Vici Gaming, yeah, they're actually going to smoke up. I think they say, look, EG maybe don't expect this, they've got Aegis, but we are very strong and can fight. And the really nice thing about it, having a boot to travel early on one hero is that hero can show on the map, farm a lane, and then TP in to the fight when it breaks out.
Oh, that's only if there's something to TP into, GoDz, and nothing quite there yet as they're going to find Zai in the jungle. Oracle ultimate committed very early here. The Eclipse Rains down is going to bring down Crit. It likely means the death of Zai as well, as it turns into a bit of a slideshow here, but they do bring down both supports, and now they look for a bit more. Roar comes out, but Arteezy getting nuked down, controlled, his own illusions turned against him. Is he going to end up dropping Crit by his own illusion and killed off as a result? Ghost has joined the fight, and he gets onto Sumail, forcing him back. Now the PA working on N, but he gets stunned.
Damage.
Ghost not with a ton of stolen damage, but he's running, and that damage won't help him on the retreat. 4 down. Arteezy looking to make it 5. It's about to be a full wipeout for Vici Gaming, a bold move that does not pay off whatsoever. There goes their lead.
PA with Beastmaster is actually ridiculous. That attack speed, or I'm like watching a PA hit, I was like, how's PA hitting so fast with just phase boots and like not even with the Phantom Strike attack speed bonus. It's just the Beastmaster, or really boosting up the PA's damage output with this Desolator, and like you say, a bold move not paying off. They couldn't get the first kill before the False Promise came in, even though the Nyx did a good job finding Oracle and killing off Crit. Fight was lost once Beastmaster rocks up with the Necrobook, roars the Nyx, takes him out, and PA's second life was just used to great effect.
Starts to look a little bleaker for Vici Gaming now. So I guess the question is, given how that fight went, do they just farm up for late game? Do they try to slow things down here?
I mean, for EG, you want to at least wait the BKB now. You don't have the Aegis, which is what made you able to take that fight, but with a BKB Necro 3, they can look for their next fight. Smoke up, try find some pickoffs. They've got the Roar initiation. They've also got a Blink Dagger soon on Universe. So Blink Roar with the BKB timing from PA is likely to be their next big move. For Vici Gaming, though, I think they need to kind of take some time to just slow things down, farm a bit more, get Luna's Manta style, start using the disruption illusions to really push out these lanes into great effect, because they're just playing a bit too aggressive with EG ready to take that aggression on.
They do a quite good late game here for Vici with the Shadow Demon Luna combo. You've also got Bloodlust to further amp up that Luna. You did opt for a Midas on the Nyx, so and the BOTs on the Razor, so it doesn't really feel like Vici's all in on the mid game here by any means.
Yeah, they can slow it down and kind of transition more late game.
Vici
Luna SD late
do not agree. They're like, okay, that didn't work. Let's just 5-man at them again. Nyx going in. He does manage to carapace the nuke from Sumail, but he whiffs the stun. The Astral will be available now if he wants to use it to get out safely. The Purge comes through. They throw so much at him. Now the Self Disruption from the Astral Eclipse coming in will be enough to finish off Sumail most likely, but the False Promise again. It's on point. Crit making plays here. And even if they end up losing the OD, they're always going to self-Astral and try and dodge that damage. And I think he does make it out until the Luna comes in, ends up finishing him off. Crit on the way out now. The stun again off the mark. Crit will end up falling, a bit discombobulated here from EG. And they won't end up getting any kills.
Arteezy's BKB, he just picked it up, but it's back at base, and he couldn't get... If they hit the BKB there on PA, I think EG just go all in. They had the positioning advantage at some point where they were on the high ground above the Roshan pit, but Vici Gaming, you're scared of fighting into them because of all the magic damage, and your PA could just instantly die and get blown up. So they didn't want to go in until they had the BKB. They kind of cut their losses a bit there, and if they'd just gotten that PA BKB out, that could have been a very different, favorable fight for EG.
Vici Gaming, they love their smoke ganks. This time, it is the charm. They'll bring down the tower now. Do they quickly rotate top? Looks like they're going to TP Yang back, and he may be hunting for a gank here. Up to 2,400 gold.
Nothing there, though. So.
But won't find an opening, yeah, like you pointed out.
EG now, they get the gem. This is kind of a classic EG universe move. Gets his key items, and when EG's ready to fight and take control of the game, like the BKB on PA, this was the key item. They want to have the gem. That's where they wanted to deny all the map vision, and that smoke was very close to an observer ward, but looks like Vici Gaming did not scout it out, or they're playing a bit too aggressive here at the top lane, likely to be caught.
And it's going for the TP out, and FY maybe also going to escape. I think that those illusions may have confused EG a little bit. They end up heading south instead, plunging towards the Vici base, but already Vici have all 5 heroes tucked away as the last man completes his journey back home. FY will make it out. So, where Vici were able to find a smoke gank, it seems EG likely not to be it, and in fact, Vici know where they are with that scan.
Both teams though know EG's ward scouted out Vici Gaming pushing up, but doesn't look like EG can use their knowledge. Luna Illusion will try bait some spells, but you can always see which player owns the unit. So you see a little purple dot on your map, and you're like, "Wait, that's not FY playing Luna." So not a trick that should normally lead to baiting many spells. Well,
moment of pause and respite here for both teams. Arteezy taking this time to farm. Still yet to see him kick this BKB into action. And the next Roshan potentially only a minute off here if it's the fastest possible respawn. I wonder, do we see another sneak by EG? Does Vici want to contest this time around, or do you feel like it's too risky to walk in the pit?
They've got the smoke, so I think with the smoke initiation they definitely can. They've just got to kite the PA BKB with, I guess, defensive disruptions. With the 4 stuff on the Yoga, they've really got to play around that BKB, and focus down the OD and the Oracle as early as possible. Yeah, or if you can kill Beastmaster before he roars and Necrobooks, it's a huge amount of damage taken out of the fight as well. So it kind of just depends on who's used their spells. Beastmaster kill is probably the biggest one you can get if he hasn't roared.
EG dancing around the neighborhood of the pit. Roshan clearly on the menu for them. But neither team finding the opening, and shots off the top. He's going to look to farm towards his own BKB here. About 2k ahead of the enemy Phantom Assassin. Not that much of a lead, all things considered. And as for Ghost, Yasha picked up, so Manta likely coming next for him. Any other big items? Looks like Sumail got his Blink to go with his Hurricane Pike.
It doesn't look like too much coming. Yep. And there'll be like a Vlad's purchase for Universe. I think recognizing that his team is kind of at a peak right now and they want to be as strong as possible for this Roshan. He wants to just get those cheap cost-effective items. Goes bottom lane, Blink Raw, first down from Sumail, easy pickup.
Man, Beastmaster does so much damage. He just melted there. So EG find the kill, and with that, what do you know? Roshan is up. Easy Aegis for them.
A very timely pickoff and a bit of a kind of a rookie mistake in some ways. And I say rookie mistake because that is exactly what GoDz is. He's the new player on the scene and sometimes prone to making those silly mistakes that the more experienced veterans would have fallen to. And this is a costly one. It leads to Roshan. Aegis now in OD, and EG can really play aggressive with the Aegis. We saw what they achieved last time, the full team wipe in their jungle with this. So EG are looking very strong with an Aegis on in their hands.
Well, last time they had an Aegis, they got a team wipe. Vici probably going to be a little more cautious this time around, as they will hand that Aegis off to the OD. Arteezy with the BKB now, very confident he can survive through these fights. And Vici, it seems overall, just playing the keep away game, at least for the moment.
Keep away game, the send Shadow Demon Illusions out kind of game. They do not really want to head on fight. Luna's gone for this BKB, which in some ways is a team fight item, but also really limits how much she can scale into the late game. So they have to be careful about fighting when this is not going to help against the PA so much. It's an item that OD can kind of look to counter by getting a Hex, so you can blink Hex before the BKB comes out. Things will start to look a bit dicey for Vici Gaming. Their high ground defense is always good. You've got Plasma Field, Nyx who can kind of transition into an Aghanim Scepter, Shadow Poison, Luna Illusions with the Shadow Demon. So it is hard to end the game and push high ground as EG, but this is where EG are going to take control of the map. You've got three cores who are all farming well. You've got map vision with the Hawk. You've denying map vision with the Gem. So Vici Gaming will have to stick together as five while EG can kind of be a bit more efficient. They're already, you can see, kind of split around the map a bit more, farming more of the map.
Well, it looks like this one is going to go down the stretch a little bit, GoDz. Are you favoring either team heading late?
Yeah, with given the current standings with the Aegis on the side of EG, the PA coming online, I do favor EG. They're actually down on overall net worth by a
Their
small
supports
margin,
are very poor.
Yeah. It's purely the supports. And Undying is support who does kind of fall off. The Soul Rip level 4 is a pretty big heal for a single target, but it's not an amazing support in the late game. Oracle is still amazing in the late game with the False Promise and the heals, but it is a small concern when Shadow Demon is great. He's going to stay farm, because he's going to farm with the Luna Illusions. Ogre stays great and relevant. He's got level 4 Bloodlust, so I mean, Vici Gaming have 5 heroes that are more relevant, but EG's 3 are very big 3. The Beastmaster with the 2 right-clicking carries with the attack speed aura is just so scary and potent. And that's where I think EG have a slight edge.
So we do see Sumail go for something a bit unorthodox here. He's picked up an Orkin Malevolence on the OD. Not a common grab, but I suppose silencing a Nyx or a Shadow Demon can be very game-changing.
Yeah, he can blink on those 2 heroes, the Nyx especially, who's being very annoying some of the time, and it's a huge amount of intel. It's great attack speed, it's items that make you a scarier right-clicker, so guess why not? Now it builds into the Bloodthorn, so it's even better late game because of the Bloodthorn upgrade.
Sumail will TP home, only 2 minutes left on the Aegis, so Vici, they will have to sack a tier 2 for this. EG, definitely a great pushing lineup in their own right with the Deso and the Necro Book. But that is where it ends for them. They don't try to threaten high ground. They're content to go back to farming. Still an Abyssal Blade to complete on Arteezy. Whatever that next item is for Sumail, be it the Bloodthorn or back into a BKB. And Universe having now already completed the Vlads. Who knows what's next? Maybe Refresher, maybe his AC. We'll have to wait and see.
Yep. Lots of possibilities. I like the Refresher always, but it's pretty open as far as what he feels his team is going to need. Right now, EG just trying to get some more map control vision back up, but Zai in the mid lane, very close to a Nyx assassin.
See a dire scan, it just barely clips FY. He is the gem bearer, but that's all it finds for now. Yang just hanging out, well past where that scan went.
They're ready to flank the mid lane. Sumail has got the Blink Orchid. There we go.
This could be, yeah, well,
needed.
see ya, FY, quick pick there. Nicely done by Sumail. All the while, kind of a futile attempt by Yang to find his own pick-off. The only real hero he can solo is Crit, but Crit is nowhere to be found.
Dire's top
He's
tower
back.
is under attack.
Hey guys.
Wow. They knew he was there with the Dire Ward and Sentry, knew that he was nearby, and they're gonna catch him.
The range on that dagger. Oh, that hurts. Silence, and EG will make it too. So they bring down the Nyx. They also kill off the Shadow Demon, and it cost them nothing, really. Now BOTs for the Beastmaster. They continue to keep the pressure up on Vici, and they have just been clawing this game back to dead even. GoDz, what was once a very large, like 7-8K gold lead at like 10 minutes, is now about to be an EG game.
That was like nice baiting and acting really from Zai. Like, oh, I don't know you're there, Nick. I'll just keep farming this lane, and then suddenly his team come and he breaks the trees with the tomb. So lures him in, and like you say, EG have really clawed their way back in. They're going to take this last outer tower, even with the Aegis expiring. They'll still feel very confident about this, knowing that there's no Nyx assassin. And Vici Gaming, it's let's just kind of push out these side lanes as much as possible, spam the Luna illusions towards the mid lane, but these Luna illusions are not the most annoying thing to deal with when you've got an OD whose Arcane Orb does a decent amount of damage.
And generally with Luna, we do see Butterfly as one of the key items with all the illusions, but yeah, having gone for the early Orchid, maybe Sumail goes into a Bloodthorn and gives them a way to reliably focus them down. Or focus the Luna down, I should say. So, kind of an interesting twist on that Orchid pickup if he wants to go for it.
It's one of those things where if you want to try actually catch the Luna, you really need the Hex because she's just going to BKB off the Orchid or a lot of other spells. But if you get the Raw on Luna, then that's where the Bloodthorn really amps up the damage you're dealing to her.
Smoke gank from Vici. They're hunting and they could find two. The Blink Stun is there. They got Arteezy and they got Zai. Oh, that's big if they can kill him off. They do slam down the PA. Not even going to waste the BKB charge. Arteezy recognizing that was a lost fight. And
Sick Impale.
That 2-hero Impale. That was
really
dirty.
I feel like Arteezy, when he's playing at his peak, he BKB dodges that, but just a tiny fraction too slow. If he BKBs instantly, TPs home, he can live there, but still, a great instant blink stun from Yang. Like, he didn't even hesitate once he saw those heroes. He was in, and suddenly, PA's gonna have to buy back.
And he finds another. He isolates Crit, but they don't really have good long-range damage follow-up for this. They get to work. The Luna Swarm has arrived, and Universe tries to deal with some of these illusions, but it's tough to get a full initiation off. The Sumail goes to work. A couple of auto techs there, but a timely Ghost Scepter pop. Yang will disengage. They manage to force out the Undying buyback. They do not secure the PA buyback, though.
Well, this is where you could go back in and you know PA doesn't want to buy back, but they'll play it safe. They'll back off, send some more Luna illusions.
I mean, she has a Butterfly coming, so I think you gotta wait for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Still, the OD Orchid is still a bit strange to me. Like, I get the idea; it's a lot of attack speed, intel, you get damage and all that from it, but it just doesn't help against the BKBs, and not just the BKBs, the Ghost Scepters. If you Orchid the Shadow Demon on Nyx, you can't actually attack them because of the Ghost Scepters. So it means you can initiate on someone like a Razor or whoever, and then silence the Shadow Demon to stop disruption. But you can't kill off the Silence Heroes because they have Ghost Scepters and BKBs, and that's just where the Hex is typically going to be a better item choice.
All right, guys, we are going to try a quick reconnect. It seems like the lag is stacking up. Still 2 minutes to go until Roshan, so probably not a big team fight about to happen.
You say that. 5-man smoke, here we go.
Uh-oh. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, they even had
Vici
it.
Gaming.
Oh, no. Come on, Dota.
Get back in soon.
Get back in.
Get back. You got at least 3 seconds.
All right, I think I need like 5.
5.
10.
Okay, you just 5-man smoke the opposite direction.
Ah,
right?
thank you, EG.
Like,
you saved me.
Both teams running the opposite direction with their 5-man smokes.
Oh.
Vici Gaming were running right towards the Roche pit where EG were, and then as they were about to meet, EG smoked to the right. And I was like, okay.
I think I was about to get fired by our 40,000 viewers for that.
They saw EG with the scan, and now EG's going to see them with this. No, they're not. They don't get vision.
Oh.
This is one of those strange moments where the two teams swap sides on the map. And then EG's going to reveal themselves, but the flank could be a surprise factor.
Yeah, the gem is up on Universe right now. He's kind of on the far side of the team, though. As Yang
he gets the Impale before the BKBs.
Are both teams seriously farming this close to each other? Ay, ay, ay. Who's going to get the initiation off here? Universe does have a roar ready, and they move in. The BKB was quick by Ghost, and he is able to survive a little bit. Sumail going to work now, but the butterfly up on the Luna for the time being. Disrupted. Can BKB can look for the Manta and try to turn this one around, but End getting focused down a bit. They turn with the bouncing glaive. RTZ does not have an MKB, but he gets the crits needed to secure the kill, and then turns back for a bit more. 3 have fallen. About to be a 4th. FY in a lot of trouble. FY down as well. A crucial takedown there. It's too much firepower, and looks like the evasion procs were not really with the Luna. See, he doesn't have a
This is
blood
where...
bomb, does he? No, not yet.
PA's just found enough that she can kill the Razor before the static link kicks in. Like, they get the Roar. Yeah, Razor got a really fast, well-reacted BKB off, but the physical damage from Beastmaster Roar with the PA
Radiant's middle tower
brings down the Razor, meaning no static link for Arteezy to worry about, and he just goes ham in that fight.
Oh, ham, he certainly went, and he's going even deeper. Gets multicasted, but Arteezy is quite confident. He's moving in very far. They didn't have the Demonic Purge for a couple of seconds there, and EG, they will continue their siege. They're waiting for a Luna buyback. Barring that, I think they do stick around here, GoDz. They look for this tower. If not another lane of Rex, they find the FY kill. That's FY dying back, I believe. He's out for a full minute, and that may be a full lane of Rex. On the back of it, with top lane also pushing, maybe EG even can go for 2. Luna will be up soon. There's the Blink Stun initiation, but Yang, he gets punished here. He goes splat. As Sumail lurches forward, he's got an ultimate ready to go as soon as these BKBs wear off. You better believe he's going to go back in. Roar has been committed, though. So
EG want to re-engage almost. It's 5v3. I'm a little surprised if they back off here. The Roar is on cooldown, though, having used that and still healing up as we speak. I guess they decide now is not the time to fight with Luna. BKB Butterfly, very strong. So, and hey, bigger objectives to take. Forget a range Rex, let's get Roshan.
Yeah, potentially that's the end of the game if they force the fight, but if Nyx buys back, could be a very different engagement. So, a safe move by EG to get the Aegis. And now they have a cheese as well. 4,300 gold up on your OD. To go with that, Arteezy, who already got a Diffusal Blade, now to another 3,000, so Abyssal likely coming soon. They're getting to critical mass here, GoDz.
Now Arteezy and Sumail can be happy. In the past, it's like, I want the Aegis, I want it. Like, Arteezy got the first, Sumail got the second, but now there's an Aegis and a cheese. They can share, have one each. And the 2 big playmakers for EG can...
And they have an Oracle, so
yeah.
they basically got another Aegis to work with as well. Yang trying to move in here. He wants to go. He carapaces onto Sumail. Again, carapacing that Astral Imprisonment on creeps to try to find fight openings, but Sumail has cheese now. This could get turned on real quickly. Arteezy popping his BKB, the disruption, try to stall it out, but still gets up that one auto tech, gets the kill, brings down Yang on the Nyx. No buyback for a full minute. The Fusel purging off the Ghost Steps as they snare up 2. Ends in danger as well. Complete lag fest. The slideshow kicks into second gear, but through it all, Arteezy just keeps on diving in deeper and deeper. Even Oracle out now committed. Wants to finish off End. So losing beam to slow him down, but from the rear comes Sumail, and with Arteezy at his side, they'll bring down 4. It's about to be a wipe, it looks like. It will be, and with that, GG. EG have salvaged the series. They come back from an 0-1 start and a poor beginning in game number 2, and they take that series 2-1 in the end.
The lot goes back to that smoke into Roche. They just had picked up the Deso and PA. It was a 960 HP PA with Deso, and they say, let's get an Aegis because this is what a PA needs to have 2 lives. Otherwise, she's kind of useless with a Deso. And then Vici Gaming smoke into the dire jungle, take a fight 5v5 against the Aegis and get team wiped. That there was EG putting themselves, getting the BKB on PA, and from there they never looked back. The SD Luna wasn't enough for Vici Gaming to take game 3.
Well, with that, GoDz, EG are going to move on and play this new OG roster. We didn't get to personally watch the games, but it sounds like OG are looking very strong here. So we have our 2 winner bracket matches coming up now for Group A and B?
First, I believe MVP versus Newbie.
Okay.
Is that right? And then EG versus OG?
Yes,
perhaps?
I believe MVP did win.
Yeah, MVP won, so they're versing Newbie, and then EG versus OG to round off day 1. Those matches won't be played at the same time, though.
So, we'll take a look at the final scoreboard here while we chat a bit. But overall impressions out of the 4 teams we saw today on this stream, GoDz, Newbie, Secret, Vici, and EG. Who impressed you the most?
I think all the teams looked fairly solid. Yeah, Secret lost, and people are going to be like, oh, Secret, the Secret 6 or 7.0 and still losing. But I think they played really solid Dota overall. Newbie have just been playing together longer with their new roster. They played a few online tournaments. Secret, again, puppy teams always take a month or two to kind of gel and figure out how they want to play. Very rarely do you see some of his new rosters work immediately. So I wouldn't get too concerned about Secret being in the lower bracket, even if this tournament doesn't go great for them. They're a team that is playing more for the long term. So I'd say all three of those Western teams have... Oh, well, I haven't seen OG, so I guess I'll get to see them later. But out of EG Secret, both have looked good. Newbie looked really good. I feel probably the least convinced by Vici Gaming, because both their losses against EG, I think they had maybe a slight drafting advantage, or even if not a drafting advantage, they had the early to mid-game edge, and then they kind of threw away a lead. So I think Vici Gaming, to me, have been the shakiest team that I've seen today in some ways.
All right, guys. Well, I believe it's what, 30 minutes here before the next series? I
think so, but they're playing games kind of back-to-back, so they may start the next series a bit early.
Gotcha. Well, that's it for me and GoDz, guys. To bring you those final two matches or series of the day, it's going to be Odie, Pixel, and Draskell stepping in and taking over the coverage. So first up, just to recap, we are going to have Newbie taking on MVP Phoenix, and then to round things off, we will have EG facing the new OG lineup. So thank you all very much for watching. GoDz and I will be back tomorrow, and of course, Kado Guy, Merlini,